What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Michelle Renee from iamMichelleRena.com, and I've got my homegirl, my sister, my PictureBAE, Miss Lomiekia Messam of Dynamic Duo Photography. What's up, Bae?
Hello, everyone. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing so good. I'm good, sis. I'm good.
I really appreciate you for having me, and I really appreciate what you are doing for the Black community, us women. What it is, boo-boo, for us, by us.
For us, by us, baby, yes.
I love it. I'm here for it. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm honored because
thank
you like all of that.
Oh, so, thank you, sis.
Be under your platform to be talking to you. It's an honor, and thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you. Listen, like, you are such a force in just everything. We met like right at 5 years ago. Like, it don't feel like it's been that long. I've only been in Florida like 6 years, but we met right at 5 years ago. And certain people, when you connect, you just instantly vibe, and that's what it was. Like, it was an instant spark. I was like, she's so dope. Oh my God. Like, just, you have this captivating spirit. And to find out your talent was in photography, like, it took me to a next level. So I'm gonna get right into it. I called your name. I call you many names. I call you sir. I call you sis. I call you bae. I call you my PictureBAE whenever I hashtag my photos. But tell us who you are and where you're from.
Well, my name is Lomiekia Messam. Everyone calls me Lo or Mika, whatever you prefer. I don't care. But my name is Lomiekia Messam, and I am the wife of Pastor Steve Messam and Noah's mom. Yes. I'm originally from Belgrade, Florida, the Muck.
Yes.
My hometown, born and raised. We have recently, my husband and I, for the past 2 years, been back in the Muck because now he's a full-time, well, not full-time, but he's a senior pastor now. So we came back to the Muck because he's leading the church in South Bay, Florida. So it only made sense to be down here in the Muck, so we won't have to travel far to come back and forth to church. So yeah, that's me. I've been, like I said, I'm originally from Belgrade, Florida. Been here now since we moved back, probably, well, I'm gonna say Florida altogether, because before we got back to Florida, we was living in Alabama. Right. So we're back in Florida for now 6-7 years.
Okay.
My son is 6. So we've been here now for about 7 years.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Tell them about the business. What is the brand? Because you guys have a lot that you do. I'm not going to even get into y'all baking them cupcakes because my birthday cupcakes were so litty. Like, oh my gosh, just crazy. That's just one piece of you guys.
Yeah, we'll have to do a whole nother interview about them cupcakes. Yes. Crazy about the things.
Yes.
With photography, it started off as a hobby. Mm-hmm. I was always one that was the friend or whoever, whatever title you gave me. I was always the one that would walk around, be with everyone with a camera.
Right.
So at that time, I didn't know that I was like practicing. And they say that's how you become great. Well, I know that's how you become great as a photographer is if you practice.
Right.
And at that time, I had no idea that I was practicing. I had no idea that was going to be my purpose. I didn't know that was my God-given talent. I didn't. I was just taking pictures. I was just, I was the one that always had the pictures. Right. So it started off as a hobby, and I didn't get serious until I started really paying attention to my work.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I noticed that I had an eye for different things, especially detail. Mm-hmm. Like, detail was my thing. Like, not people. And I didn't start off being great or being good at photographing people right off the bat. I started off being good at photographing detail. Like if we went to a wedding, I could photograph invitations. It may sound small to some people, but
that's big.
That's a real thing. Some people don't know that, but that's a real thing. If you can photograph detail real good, and people be like, when they used to see my work, they were like, well, dog, I was at my own event, but I don't remember this, or thank you for capturing this because I invested all my money into this. But thank you for
you're able to capture those memories, right? I love it.
I was a part of this group called the Chocolate Brides. It was an African American group of women from all over the world, and we became like a I don't want to say a sorority. No, I don't want to say that, but we became like a group of women that got real close over time from all over the world, New York, New Jersey. But we had our own group in Michigan. This is when I was living in Michigan, and what would happen is we would go to each other's wedding. They didn't go to my wedding because I got married years before them. But I would go to their weddings or whatever. I would get an invitation to their weddings along with my other girlfriends. We would go to their weddings, and what we would do was we would take pictures of their wedding, and then we would rush back home and put the pictures that we captured in the group chat or the group. They called it it was like boards. They called it some kind of board. So many years ago. So excuse me if I'm skipping things. But anyway, it kind of became a competition where we would take pictures of each other's weddings, and then we would put it in there. And
who's the best, right? Yeah,
people would be bragging like, "Oh yeah, you did that, Lo, or you did that, Tiffany, or you did," So that at that time, I had no idea that I was practicing. Like I was just taking pictures just to be taking pictures. Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? Now this was when I had a point and shoot camera. I hadn't invested in a real camera yet. I was like a little, the little small point and shoots. You put in your purse.
Yeah,
Not the entry levels, but the small point and shoots. So I started noticing that I was pretty good. So I was like, okay, maybe I should do this. So I started taking pictures. I said the next thing I wanted to do was start blogging. A lot of people don't know this, but I started blogging on the side just to be doing something, because at that time I was a housewife.
Yes.
So I wasn't working, so I had to find something to do to keep myself entertained.
Right.
Because we was moving all around. We was never set in one spot. We was always moving. So I was like, I wasn't gonna start a job. And I am a licensed cosmetologist. A lot of people don't know that.
Yes.
So I didn't want to build a clientele and then have to move again.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, Lo, you don't gotta work, just chill. So I said, oh, okay. So I started doing the blogging, taking pictures of myself, putting it up on my camera up on a stand, doing the self timer, taking pictures of myself, and I'll just blogging that. So it occupied a lot of my time. So then I was like, okay, I'm really doing pretty good with this. So I started posting pictures on my social media, my Facebook, because at that time Instagram wasn't out. Yeah. So I started posting on social media. People were like, oh girl, I really love these pictures. So that's all I needed. I needed that green light from that word of affirmation from my friends. Yes. Not even though that's not really my number one top love language, but
it means something, honey. It's good for everybody. And you know that's my love language, Lo.
No, that's your love language, sis. Yeah. I know that's yours. So so I started just testing things out on myself. Like I said, we went to people's weddings, we took pictures of weddings, and it worked. And so I said, okay, it's time to really start doing this for real. Because I see that God is really tugging me, and he's like, okay, yeah, you are a licensed cosmetologist, but that's not what I want you to do. Mm-hmm. That's not your purpose. That's not what brings you a lot of joy.
Right.
And I was big on that. I was like, whatever I do in life, God, just lead and guide me and direct me to what you want me to do. And I want it to bring me joy. I want to be happy. I don't want to be doing it just to earn money or just to say I got a career. No.
It's so much bigger than that. Money is not everything.
Listen.
But your happiness and your joy is priceless.
Listen, girl, if only people realized that and knew that. Mm-hmm. But hey, we're in a generation now, or a world now, where people are trying to get the bag and paper chasing, and at the end of the day, when they come home, when everything is quiet and silent, and they're not happy. Unfulfilled. So yeah, that's how I really jumped in photography.
I love that. So Dynamic Duo Photography is based in South Florida. That's where we are. Yeah. But your business is it's gotten a reach. Tell us a little bit about some of the national attention that your photos have gotten.
I ain't gonna say national yet, but it's
one of them is major, because your photo hit Essence.
It did.
That's national. That's actually international.
You're right. And the thing about that was around the time so my close friend Soyla, she's a seamstress.
That's designer bae. PictureBAE and designer bae.
That's designer bae.
Yes, that's my designer bae.
That's your designer bae. That's bae. So she's bae to both of us.
That's right.
So Soyla was the designer for the, so it was prom season. Mm-hmm. And Soyla did a lot of the prom dresses in our community, in our area. And so at that time, I wasn't bent on photographing prom kids or whatever, kids going to the prom. I wasn't big on photographing them yet, but I was working with her and she wanted me to capture some of her work so she can, just advertise or whatever and get more clients and customers or whatever. So it so happened, it was a lot going on that day. And it so happened that we went to photograph these African dresses that she created, these masterpieces.
Gorgeous.
They were, gorgeous.
Yeah,
and at that school, I think that was their theme.
Yeah.
Excuse me. At that school, I think that was their prom theme. It was African something, Wakanda forever. That's when Black Panther had came out, I guess, and everybody was big on Wakanda or whatever forever. So she did the dresses, and I photographed the dresses, and we just put it on social media. We put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram is the site that has really catapulted the attention for me, that really gave me attention.
Yes.
Instagram, because it's all about the power of the hashtag. A lot of people take that lightly. So what I did was I put the pictures up, I hashtagged them. I was intentional about which hashtags I was going to use. We learned that in Business 101, Photography 101.
Yeah.
So I was intentional about the hashtags I was going to use. And all of a sudden, Soyla got a call that I think somebody called her or sent her a text. Mm-hmm. And it was like, girl, your work is in Essence. And so she was like, huh? So they sent her the picture of the article online, the Essence article. So she sent it to me. So I was like, girl. And then what really set it off for me, I was like, oh my God, I see my name at the bit on bottom.
Yes, it says Photography by Dynamic Duo. Yes. Photography. I was like, that's my phone. We were all so excited. Like, what an exciting time.
It was unexpected. Like, I wasn't expecting that. And it was an amazing season. Yeah. It was confirmation for me. I didn't need confirmation to know that I was pretty good.
You're far more than good, baby.
I'm growing, sis. And I'm gonna be humble. I ain't gonna say
you can be humble, but I'm a boast for you because you have captured some of the most gorgeous photos I've ever seen.
I'm not just gonna say this because it's you, but your picture was one of my favorite ones.
With the crown? Yeah. Yeah.
I did not, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not know or think that picture was gonna come out like it did. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Not saying because
when you sent it to me, I'm a big bag of tears. When you sent that picture to me, I cried for a good hour because it was like, it was one of those things where at that particular time I had been going through so much emotionally, right? And you knew that, and Soyla knew that, and Brittany knew that, and you all were determined. From Brittany doing the makeup to Soyla doing the final touches on the outfit to you being like, no, queen, no, we got this. Because I was at the point like a day before, I was like, I think I'm just going to cancel it. I'm not feeling it. And you was like, nope, this is your birthday shoot. We're going to do this. And when those photos came back, I was so... I was truly speechless. Like I had no words, and that is by far my favorite picture that has ever been taken of me in like life. Like
it's definitely one of my top 3.
It captures something that I had no idea. I was like, it lets me know that like it was one of those God shining moments, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like even when you sent it to me, you sent it with a caption. And it talked about wearing your crown.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like, queen, wear your crown. Like, and I sat there and I literally had to sit with it because it gave me that reminder that no matter what you're going through, no matter what seems to be bogging you down, adjust your crown, baby, and keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. I was just like, that whole shoot, that whole experience, because so many great shots came out of that. I actually didn't share one of them until this year for Juneteenth. And I did walking into Juneteenth, like, and it was from the African and card print that Soila did for me. Yeah. And you captured those shots. And that picture, like, everybody was like, oh my God. I was like, this picture is so old.
but see, that's the great thing about photography. When it's timeless, it's timeless. Yeah. Like, that's why I'm very particular when I'm talking to clients, especially females, when we're doing consultations before the sessions. Mm-hmm. I tell them and I remind them, I was like, listen, go out, invest in makeup.
Yep.
Get your hair done.
Yep.
And get your outfit together. Because believe it or not, it can make and break a shot.
Yes.
Some people be like, well, I don't like to wear makeup. Go get your makeup done professionally. Because when you're done, you go wash it off. You ain't got to live in it.
You don't have to live there. Yes.
You don't have to live in it. You don't have to stay there. But what it does, it enhances what you already have.
Listen, when I tell you that Dream Team came through, and from the outfit to the makeup to the everything. And listen, the thing about that particular shoot was that was an outdoor shoot. So this is all natural lighting.
All natural.
So even with the time that you scheduled it for, it was perfect because everything with the sunset, like everything was spot on. I'm just like, this lady know what she's doing. Like, and this was not the first rodeo. That was like, I want to say maybe our third or fourth photo shoot at that point.
Yes.
Because we had done the mother-daughter shoot several years. And then
little gang.
Yes, right? So
yeah.
It came through and I was like, every time I get in front of your camera, our best family shots have come from dynamic duo photography.
Yep.
Like every single one, and I'm going, this lady has got such a, like you just dope, sis. Like that's who you are. And so you create these memories to where when I'm looking at the art that's in our house or the pictures that's in our house, and my husband was not big on, wanting to put pictures up. I said, but these are different. So when I like blew him up to canvases, he was like, oh yeah, I want that. So now when we go and take pictures, like, oh, are we gonna be able to get that print on a canvas? So I was like, oh really?
Y'all,
so what done converted you?
Y'all don't know how that makes my day. And believe it or not, this is my number one high. When I walk into somebody's house or an office, and I see my work displayed on a desk or on your wall.
Yes.
You don't even got to be on your wall. It could be on your kitchen table in a frame. But just to walk in your house and to know that I was a part of that, because that's the first thing I do when I walk. I used to walk in people's house when I was smaller. I walk in their house, first thing I'm looking at is the pictures.
Right. It tells a story.
It's a story. And I ask questions. I'm like, oh, this is so cute. Oh, I like this. It's just, it takes you there. And to walk in people's homes and see my work displayed on their walls, their tables, their desks, in their china cabinet, whatever you have, it just does something to me. Like, it's amazing. So,
well, you got the talent, sis, and I absolutely love it. You've covered so much. I know that your focus and your mission is like to do things with everything with excellence, and I love that. And you create such a wonderful experience. Most people don't know that almost every shoot you do, the client ends up leaving with some kind of treat. It never fails. Like, logo has something for you, and
that's a part of my experience.
Yes.
I want to leave you with not just the photograph or the portrait or the posing or whatever we doing during our session or our shoot. Not just that experience, but the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? I want you to remember something like, and I take in consideration that people do have kids. Kids get cranky. I have a 6-year-old. He stay wanting a snack. He stay wanting something.
Right.
So I try to make sure and sometimes I forget, and I apologize later to anybody I forgot. I try to bring something, some type of treat that when we're done, like I got you. Like parents, I got y'all because I get it. Right. It's part of the experience that I want them to have or to be able to remember me by. Even Absolutely. If I don't photograph you ever again, that's okay. I just want you to remember that experience and be in that moment with me.
Well, the pandemic has totally rained on all my photography plans for the year because, you know, we are all about the glitter gang getting their pieces. You did some phenomenal shots that were turned into headshots that even talent scouts have like touted your work and been like, this is the most professional shot I've seen from a person who's never been on auditions and things. I'm like, that's because I got a pro taking care of it. Remember I sent you that information? I was like,
I remember
like these people are truly blown away by your headshots. But you made sure you were like, you know, with the girls getting into what they're doing with our different branding and YouTube and everything, you were like, sis, we got to make sure we take care of your headshots.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Okay, let's get it. And the whole package of the way you do things and capture things is it's professional, but it's also with this touch of, it feels like family and it feels so warm, and you make every single person, I know I'm special to you because that you're my sis in Christ, but you treat everybody like that. Like you give everybody this feeling of just belonging, and they feel like they are the only person in the world that exists when they're on that dynamic duo clock. And I love that. That's an experience that you can't really replicate. So when I think about some of the things that you learn, we know that, of course, the pandemic has affected your business because with doing photography, that's a kind of a close nature type thing. Mm-hmm. But what have you learned about your business in this year and through it all? Because you're still in high demand.
Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, I'm shocked myself because I'm like, hey, we are in a pandemic. People still want pictures, but okay. So the only thing that has affected my business as far as the pandemic is concerned has been the events.
Right.
As we know, we're going through this pandemic where a lot of venues are not allowing people to come inside their businesses at the moment.
Right.
Or if they are letting people come into business, it's like 10 or less, and people just like, you know what, I want my family, so I'm just going to cancel it all together. Right. But the main thing that I had to cancel during the pandemic was prom.
Right.
Not just taking prom kids, but a school actually hired me to photograph all their prom students, like their students. And this would have been my first prom event. Yeah. Now, I'm not talking about just photographing young ladies and young men in their attires or just outside or whatever, because that's why I take 99% of my shots at outside. But no, they wanted me to come inside a venue, set up, have a whole backdrop, the whole shenanigans for their prom. Right. And that had been the only major event that got canceled altogether. Right. Everybody else, we were able to push their dates back. Right. And even with that, we're going to see how that works or whatever and how that turns out. But during this pandemic, I think it has given a lot of people, a lot of female entrepreneurs, time to think about, or potential entrepreneurs, time to think about, if you want to start a business, what I could be doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where I come in play with that is they reach out to me and be like, hey, I'm at the point now in my business where I'm working on my website, and I need you to could you photograph me? I need you to photograph me. So it has been working in my favor because I'm like, okay, like, in the thing about my job, I'm a natural light photographer, as you mentioned earlier, and 99.9, you know what, I'm going to say 100% of my portraits are taken outside.
Right.
So that has worked in my favor. I've always been a natural light photographer, so it has worked in my favor even more because everything is outside.
Right.
I don't have to worry about getting sick by being inside. I don't have to work. I wear my mask. I make them wear their mask until it's time to actually shoot.
Right.
So I'm doing all the safety precautions to make sure we're both protected, we're both safe. So God has, even during this pandemic, God has really been blessing me.
Absolutely.
These female bosses, they're coming, they're messaging me.
I've been watching them.
Listen, and you know what's crazy? I haven't even uploaded everyone who I have photographed work pictures, because I've been working and editing, and I need to do better with my my content online because my mom tells me all the time, Mika, people need to see your work. They need to see what you're doing. You got to put your work. I'm like, Mom, I am.
Listen, after you sit at the computer editing for so long, your eyes start getting crossed. You're like, okay, well, I'm just trying to get this person their picture and move to the next one.
Yeah, I know
it's
it's
never ending.
I need to do because I even consider hiring a personal assistant to do my content for me.
Right.
And I'm still looking into that because it's like I know it's something that I have to do. And I'm in the process now of revamping my whole website.
Right.
My old website is still up and active, but I'm working on revamping my new website so people can see more of my work. I mean, they know my work and they hiring, so I guess they know my work. But, you know, I still want people from around the world to be seeing my stuff as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah. I've been blessed as far as the pandemic with my job. I can't complain at all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so proud of you just in general. And I'm so impressed and blessed to know the woman that you are, the woman behind the camera, because the woman in front of the camera is so amazing, but the woman behind the camera is just dope by all means. And I absolutely love you.
I be in full focus mode when I'm behind that camera. I'll be like, okay, all seriousness, no plan.
All right. Oh, it takes you to get my husband and children together so they can do right. Like, look now.
Y'all look at me like, okay, Lo. Okay. I'd be like
I gotta stop playing. Yes. Stop. Yes.
Like, okay, Lo.
I love it. I love it. Is there anything else?
You already know how I feel about them girls. You know, I ain't gonna say
yes. You are the official photographer of the Glitter Gang. Like, everybody knows that. Anybody who's ever seen them, all of their best shots have come through the lens of Dynamic Duo Photography. And I got some of the Glitter Gang back there peeking around the corner. But they are, like, you've captured everything great about those girls, and I'm so grateful for that. And we can't wait to get back in front of the camera. That's like, we're anxious for it. We're planning. Zara's like, Mom, I got a plan for when I get ready to really like push my website. I said, we got this. I said, but we got to call PictureBAE and see when she's ready. I said, because we're not going to press her. We're going to be ready. And we just got to have our stuff together when it's time. She's like, okay. But I'm so grateful for that.
I always tell y'all, like, just tell me a date. I make time for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there anything else that you would want people to know about your brand? Make sure you share your social media handles and everything. But what is it that you would want people to know about your brand beyond what we've covered so far?
I don't know exactly where I want to go as far as, I don't know how to word this, but okay. I'm in a season now in photography where I have been getting a high with photographing African American women.
Oh, yes.
Not saying I'm discriminating against no one else, but right now I'm in this space.
Yes.
Because it's something about when I photograph them and they send me their when I send them their galleries with their edited pictures, retouched everything, and the messages that they send me about how much they love their pictures, it does something to me.
Yes.
And people won't even know, but from the time I see your gallery, this is new clients. This is for new clients because I already know my old clients. They know me. They know what they're gonna get.
Yeah.
So clients, from the time I send you your gallery to the time you message me to tell me you have received your gallery, you're ready for me to release them, I am on pins and needles. Wow. Because I want to make sure that not only that you love what you're seeing, that you see what you see, but I want to make sure that you felt something different about yourself. I'm trying to explain.
That makes perfect sense. You know, this is going to sound so cliche, but I don't have any other descriptor for it other than Black girl magic. It's like the magic that was created while it was happening, then the magic that was created while you were editing, and then the magic that happens when a person sees themselves being captured in their essence that they had no idea, because we don't have a clue what these pictures look like until they come back.
No clue.
When you open it up and you see that and you're like, that's me?
Yes.
And it's not oh, she got on so much makeup or so retouched that it's just that me. It's not that. It's like, how do you capture a person's spirit and their soul in a photograph?
Yeah.
Like she did that.
Because it was all about making them comfortable during the process of photographing them. And if they're comfortable, you can see that through that picture.
Yep.
And oftentimes when I'm photographing a woman, they be like, Lo, is this okay? Or am I looking good? Or is this showing? Is my bra strap showing? I was like, listen, trust me. And I'm not just saying that to say that to them. I be like, trust me, because I'm not going to have you at the end of the day, what I put out is representing me. So I'm not going to have underwear showing. I'm not going to have a bra strap showing, because you are representing me. Yes. At the end of the day. Regardless of how people feel about you, who you are as a person or your personality, I don't care about that. I don't even want to know about that. I don't even have to know about that.
This photo is my work.
This is my work. Yeah. This is my baby. My baby.
Yes.
So I have been in the process, and I think the reason I've been in this process with photographing Black African-American women is because, like I said earlier, a lot of female entrepreneurs are coming out the closet.
Yes, they are.
Coming out of nowhere, and they like, look. And I had a client, and she's a reoccurring client, and she, not only did she tell me that how much she loved my pictures, but because she kept going on and on. That was my first time photographing her, and she kept going on and on and on. But when she sent me her website, like a screenshot of her website or them pictures that was on her website, I was like, yes, like it was so coordinated. The colors, the pictures, it was like, yes. You just think you're taking pictures sometimes, but when you see that you was a part of creating somebody else's brand, it's like on another level.
Yes.
You helping them put a face behind their brand. And that's why I tell everybody, get professional pictures, because
yes.
If you want people to take you serious, you need to take your own business serious.
That's
right.
You
need to invest in yourself, which is what I did when I first started out. Like when I first got in photography, my first big investment was over $2,000. And that was just class. That wasn't no equipment. That was class. That was a logo. And that was my website.
Yeah.
That was it. $2,000. I still have the notebook this thick where I became a part of this photography group.
Right.
What I loved about that group, because obviously we all could go on YouTube University and learn things.
Absolutely.
No shade. I love YouTube. No shade to YouTube, because I still go in there today and learn new things. Absolutely. But it was nothing like hands-on with that class. Like they went through everything. They left no guesswork. You ain't have to worry about nothing. You ain't have to think about nothing. It was my biggest investment. And I know for a fact, without God, obviously, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for me invested in that class. So I want everybody to know, if you're serious about a business and you're trying to get into being an entrepreneur, invest in yourself. Put a face out there, let people see who you are, and don't be scared or afraid to just go for it, because a lot of people be like, oh, it's not perfect, or I just want to wait so I can just get it perfect. No. Because it may not.
There was a big debate on Facebook a few weeks ago. Like, do you perfect your brand or do you launch it and work out the kinks? And I'm like, launch it. Do it. Go for it. You got to take that leap.
Even if you work out the kinks, which is the way I tried to do, or the way I did, and make sure everything is, you're still going to have trial and error.
Absolutely.
You're still going to have things where you're going through, like, you're still going to go back and be like, oh, I should have put that on my contract. Oh, I should have put that in my invoice because of the drama I just went through. Not saying I have drama, but I have had a couple people that done tried me and I had to get them together. But, that's a whole other story.
They better try Jesus. That's a whole nother recording, sis. We'll get into that on some other time when they.
So, yeah, invest in yourself. Yes. Just lead. Just go for it. Don't worry about what nobody is saying, because we get caught up in that. We worry about what people are saying about our business, or we worried about what people are going to think, when that don't even matter. Like, I don't care about what people think. So if I could just, if nobody else remember anything else I said, just go for it. Absolutely. Don't give up. Reach out to people that are in that field and that are doing their thing.
Find yourself a mentor. Yes.
And nothing wrong with it. I had a mentor. Get a mentor. And ask questions. There's no dumb questions. And if it is somebody that say, oh, your question dumb, get out. That's negative energy. Leave them alone.
Yeah, that's not your person. Find you.
That's not who God have in for you. So yeah, leave that alone. But yeah, that's what I can say about. And with the pandemic, I can say this as well. God has really made me sit back and slow things down when it come to my business.
Yes.
I have really been able to go back to certain things as far as my products, my content, my emails, and just revisit a lot of things and reword a lot of things and change around some contracts and just get more content and learn on how to produce better content. Like, it's just, God, everything happened for a reason. That's right. We can see the negative when it comes to this pandemic, and it has been super negative, but we can also get some positive out of this too, because He has allowed me to slow down, get my mind right, because things were getting a little overwhelming for me. Because when I say that, I say that because I was scheduling clients back at the back. I wasn't spacing nothing out. Right. And I set myself a time frame as how long I'm going to edit and when I'm going to present their galleries to them. And that was getting overwhelming. I was like, oh my God, I'm just getting overwhelmed. But God had a plan for that. He said, oh, okay.
I'm going to stop the whole world for you.
That's how much I love you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's that. That's 2020 for me.
I know that's right. Well, give us your social media handles.
Okay, so I'm on social media. Okay, so Facebook is Dynamic Duo 1.
Okay.
But if you type in Dynamic Duo, it should pop up. So I have the white logo with the gold writing inside. But if you want to be specific, it's Dynamic Duo 1.
Got it.
And what else?
What's your IG?
No, Dynamic Duo Photography 1.
Okay.
On Facebook. And on Instagram, it's Dynamic Duo Photography 1906.
Okay.
So do you know the significance behind
I do, because your husband is an alpha man.
And let me tell you this. In the beginning of our business, when we first started, this is the reason behind Dynamic Duo. Steve and I was working together in the business when we first started out. He was a videographer, I was a photographer. And I had to fire my husband, y'all.
Sometimes it happens. Trust me, I know.
I had to fire my husband. And because Steve had started picking up so many jobs on his own on the side that it was becoming too much for him with video. It was like he didn't have no time. So I was like, Steve, you can't mess up my reputation now with your time.
So you out of here.
You got to go back. Boo, I'm sorry. I love you. I love you with all my heart, but you got to go because you can't mess up my reputation with my timing. He's like, oh, boy, I respect that. Yeah, I'm cool. You want to let me go? Just let me go. I say, you know what? When you slow back down, I'll be able to hire you back. So he's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I got to fire you, sir. You out of here. You out of here.
He had to go. So that was the significance behind the Dynamic Duo. A lot of people don't know that because they be like, I'm sure they probably thinking, they never asked me, but I'm sure they're like, what's the Dynamic Duo for?
Like, how is it a duo? It's just one of you.
One person.
You gotta say, hey, it's me and God. He working behind the scenes, so it's always a duo.
It's not even consider changing the name. People like, no, that's what we know you by. No. So, I mean, over time, I may change it to just my name. I don't know.
Listen, Dynamic Duo Photography. You can name it South Bay Best Photography. I don't care. As long as Lomiekia Messam is behind the camera with her 5 stars.
So yeah, I'm on Dynamic. That's Instagram is Dynamic Duo Photography 1906. You can also follow me on my regular Instagram page as well. And my regular Facebook, I'm just Lo Messam on my regular Facebook, because the reason I say that, because oftentimes I advertise my work on my regular page.
Right.
And that has been where 90% of my clients has reached out to me. And I have a whole business page and a whole website. They do not reach out to me on that. Very rare I get an email from my website, or very rare they message me through my Dynamic Duo page. They either follow me on my regular page and then they message me because they see my work, or with people I have photographed, the first thing they do is they tag my regular page.
Absolutely.
So when they do that, people see that, they're like, oh, I'm finna follow her. So they follow me, and then they inquired about services. So if you want to stay in touch with me, go on my regular Facebook page where I Lo Messam. And that's why I do a lot of my I do Facebook stories. I love Facebook stories. And I do stories, Instagram stories as well. So yeah.
Okay, so this is the final thing. What is one word that affirms who you are?
Wise.
Tell us why.
I say that because ever since I started doing photography, I can talk about personal things, but I'm gonna start with a business thing. Ever since I started doing photography, God has really opened my mind and gave me this spirit of discernment with people who I need to work with and who I do not need to work with.
Right.
So all that kind of ties in together when it comes to wisdom. Like you got to have wisdom when it comes to who you want to give, who are your ideal clients and who you want to give your time to.
Right.
I had a situation, I'm gonna share this and I'm not gonna try not to be too long. It was this lady, she reached out to me for her wedding. And her wedding was like the next week that she reached out to me. It was weird. Like she reached out to me one week and the wedding was the following week. So my inner spirit said, don't take this, but the money is good, you know? So I had one shoulder saying, don't take this, and the other shoulder saying, the money is good. So I said, I went with, the money is good. So I went with the, I told her I'd do it. She had even went as far as giving me the deposit. No, I think she gave me full payment. Because it was last minute and I said, you know, the only reason I could do this is you're going to have to pay me full. Like, I can't do just deposit and your wedding is next week.
Right.
So I took the job. And during the process before her wedding, the following week, she was messaging me and it's like, she had this bad attitude. And it's like it was kind of like an attack, but I knew it wasn't directed towards me because one, she didn't know me. And two, me and her never had any dealings for her to be upset with me. So I knew it was coming from somewhere else. I knew it had to be probably stress. You know, with weddings, you're stressing, everything going on. So I said, this is what I'm not going to tolerate. You stressing, you already stressed out, but you're not going to stress me out because that's not how I work. I don't produce my best work stressed.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to return you back your payment.
I know that blew her whole mind.
She was shocked. She said, what? Now this was days later. So it was like days before our wedding. You're going to really give me my money back before my 3 days before my wedding?
Yes,
I said, yes, I am. I said, I can refer you to other photographers who you may want to find or work with. I said, but I can't work with you because that your spirit is just not connected with me. And I feel as though everything I do after this, you're going to find fault in it. You're not going to like anything. And me, you're going to stay. And I can't chance that.
Yeah.
So before I get to that point, or before I let you take me there, I'm going to give you all your money back, deposit included, because I don't usually give deposits back because they're non-refundable, but I have time. So sometimes, especially with this job, with photography, God has really put some amazing people in my space. He has really sent me some amazing people. I have connected with great women. I have connected with great families. And God has showed me through wisdom and like, hey, this is who I want you to work with. This is who I don't want you to work with. Or they'll inquire and then days later I'll see something where they're going off on another photographer, right. Or they'll bash people and I'll go and see, because they've been enough to befriend me at that point. So I'm seeing their timeline, I see their status and I see how they talk and I see how they act and I'll be like, And then with, I couldn't do it. And financially, he has shown me how to steward my money, how to save, how to put away, it's like he had given me so much wisdom with this job, right. With education, things that I didn't even know that I could do. Like, it been times I done produce work and I'd be like, oh, I didn't know that was gonna come out like that. Oh, I didn't know I shot that. I didn't know I took that. Right. I'm like, I don't want nobody but you because I don't even remember taking that.
I love it.
I'm just appreciative of the wisdom he has given me with this profession. I'm just thankful. I'm just grateful. I don't know, sis. I don't know. I'm just grateful for it all. I'm learning as I go still. I could never stop learning. And eventually one day I want to be able to teach photography.
Oh, you will. You absolutely will. Because
that's going to be when I'm tired of shooting. Right now, I'm loving the shooting. I can't do it right now. People be like, well, you need to start a little class. Okay, it's cute, but right now,
Not today. Not right now. I'm so grateful for the woman that you are, though. Like, you are such a light just in general, and your light is projected through your work. So you capture people, and I'm like, Lo just don't take an ugly shot. That's because Lo don't deal with ugly people. And by ugly, I'm not talking about physical aesthetics. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about the inside.
Yes.
And so you have this ability to personify what is on the inside of a person. And you pick some of the most beautiful subjects, and you take that and you really, you capture it, and it magnifies it. And it's such an amazing thing. And I'm so grateful that you are a part of like my tribe and a part of my circle. I'm so grateful for that, because you give of yourself in such a way that it's just empowering. So I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so honored that you would take time out of your schedule to meet with me and let me share you with the world. I pray nothing but success for you, that your territory will be increased, because when yours increases, mine increase. So I'm excited. I can't wait for us to get back in front of the camera.
We all winning.
That's right.
We all winning this season. That's all. That's what it's all about. I don't want nobody in my circle that ain't trying to win. And I'm not even talking about with just businesses. I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, physically, like all of that. Because if we good there in the mental, the physical, and the spiritual, we winning everywhere else. Like,
absolutely.
There's no other way.
Absolutely.
And I just really appreciate you for loving on people, for loving, like you said in the beginning, you talked about me when you first met me, but I can say the same thing when I first met you. I'm like, yes, like I love her. And I think it's I think the first time I really got to know your personality, like I used to see you when you would drop the girls off to the studio with Miss Scott, but I got to know your personality on a personal level when you started teaching the aerobics. Remember that?
Yeah. I was doing hip hop aerobics.
And when you did the hip hop aerobics, I was like, yes, like I didn't even feel like I was working out. I just felt like we were going to a little class to dance and have a good time. Like you wasn't no mean instructor. I'm like, yes, I could come. You notice I was coming back
every time.
If you was a hard instructor, mean one, I'm like, well, I ain't coming back. Because Miss Scott done had some Zoom women come up, and I was like, nope, not coming back. But when you started teaching the class, I was like, yes. Like, and you just had so much confidence. You was just a bright light, sis. You was just fun. And I saw how you mothered your girls. I'm like, man, this is what's up. Like, this is it. I mean, you're just a gentle spirit. Like, I was like, I don't know nobody that's gentle. Like,
I appreciate that. I'm just, I try to love people the way I desire to be loved. And so I know that the best teacher of that is by demonstration. So I try to demonstrate that love for my students, for my parents and families I encounter, for people in the community. Like, I really believe the word when it says that the greatest commandment is that you love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I love me. So I try to show everybody else how much I love me by loving them.
That's why so many people gravitate towards you.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do. I really do.
You don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk, honey.
That's what it's got to be about. That's what it's got to be about. So maybe we can figure out how to get us another hip hop dance class going, because that's beneficial for all of us. And then I definitely have to bring you back, because you are like the self-care spa queen. And so when I do my little segment on spas and self-care, we're going to have to go out and shoot in the field when the world opens back up. That's going to be a me and you thing. We got this.
Yes, I'm ready, because you know I'm all things spa. Let me know, baby.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say spa, and I'm gonna say and we there.
The funny thing is, like, you are not lying. You are so serious. I love it.
Like, I'm gonna say, babe, I want to go. Oh, okay. What's today? You want to go today? Let's go.
I love it, sis. I love it. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate that.
It's my pleasure.